Hi, and welcome to another Joy Moment with Jen. I'm so happy to be with you today. You've all heard that phrase, take time to stop and smell the roses. How many of us actually do that, where we stop and take a moment to really smell those beautiful roses? And what does that do for us when we actually do that, when we stop and smell the roses? Boy, it's fantastic, isn't it? Where we have that moment to just connect and to enjoy that. My dad is a rose hybridizer, a rose creator by trade. Here I go talking about my dad, makes me cry. So when I was a little girl, I used to watch him create roses. He would be in the greenhouse all the time working to create roses and smelling the roses and taking the time to appreciate the roses. And so on his living room wall to this day, he has it covered with photographs of his roses. So as a young child growing up, I learned to appreciate the beauty of the roses and how wonderful they are and how joyful they are. Well, as time went on, I got busy with life and I forgot about the roses. Busyness of life can distract us from the actual joys of life. That is the sneaky joy killer that I want to talk about today, busyness. And it plagues all of us in so many different ways. We can be busy in our minds, we can be busy in our hearts, we can be busy with our time, and there are so many distractions that can take us away from the most important things in life and the most important people in life. And that is the joy killer that can really distract us from creating and generating joy in our life. This plagued me definitely a couple of years ago. My husband decided to go back to school, and we decided when my youngest was a first grader that I could go to work and help supplement the income. And my husband was still working full-time and going to school. And we decided that I would help with the budget. So being a former teacher, we thought it was a perfect idea for me to substitute teach. The school was right next door. It was a great idea for me to just walk over and substitute. And I loved this idea. I love teaching. I love being with children. So it worked perfectly. So that's exactly what I did. And so for a couple of years, it was wonderful. It was great to be able to go and to be back teaching and to be able to help with the income. But as time went on, I noticed for me that I was so busy. I woke up feeling rushed. I rushed through the morning. I rushed my children through the morning. I rushed through the day. I'd come home rushing on my lunch hour to do my laundry and my dishes and my cleaning and prep food for the night. And then I rushed home after teaching and I rushed my children through homework so we could rush through dinner, so then we could rush to hockey and we could rush to church and we could rush to this event and that event and this and that. And I felt like my life became just a life of rushing, where I was constantly being pulled here and pulled there. And I started to realize I was losing some of the joy. And I found that those that were most important to me got the least amount of me and not the best part of me. I am in awe of so many of you who are able to balance all that you do in life. And it's different for all of us. We all have different busyness and we all can handle a different amount of busyness. And that's what is so beautiful, that we can decide for ourselves how we want to fill our time and what we want to fill our time with. But I caution you to evaluate your life and see if those that are most important to you are getting the best part of you, or are they just getting the leftovers because you're so busy rushing and doing and thinking and feeling for everything else, everyone else. And so I needed to evaluate, my husband and I needed to reevaluate. And sadly, we decided that that particular opportunity for me to sub wasn't the best for our family. My kids started saying things to me like, "Oh, Mom, are you subbing today?" Because they felt rushed from Mom all the time. And so kudos to all of my teacher friends. I love you. Go hug a teacher today because they are amazing. and it is not the easiest profession. I love you, my teacher friends. So we decided for my family to take a leap of faith and create an in-home business for me to do, where now it's become successful. I can create my own hours. I don't have to punch a clock, and I'm able to help other people create their own in-home businesses. And it has worked for our family, where we evaluated and we used this little key, good, better, best, along with a priority list, A, B, and C. And I looked at my life and I looked at, okay, there are some things that are good, and a lot of those things are good, but then there are other things that are better. But then there are other things that are the best. And I wanted to fill my time with the best things first on my A priority list, the things that I had to get done, the things that I had to do, and fill it with what was most important first. And then all of the other things, the laundry, the dishes, the bills, the things that have to get done. But I had to make sure that I filled it first with the best things, the things that were most important to me, which really ended up being the people that were most important to me. And for a time, I allowed the busyness of life to take away from the people that were most important to me. I want to share this quote with you from Stephen R. Covey. I love him, and I think his quotes are amazing. And he said this: you have to decide what your highest priorities are and have the courage, pleasantly, smilingly, I love that he says that, smilingly, non-apologetically, to say no to other things. And the way you do that is by having a bigger yes burning inside. The enemy of the best is often the good. So my friends, I challenge you to evaluate your life and see if you are allowing that enemy, the good, to take away from your best. And see if there are things that you can cut out of your life so you can put the best things in first. The things that matter the most to you, the people that matter the most to you. I challenge you to evaluate and simplify and take things out that are not the most important, that are not the things that create that joy, that generate that joy inside of you. I challenge you to do that, and then take time to stop and smell those roses and allow your life to be filled with the beauty and the joy that they provide, the roses themselves and all other things that represent the roses, the people that you love and care about the most. I challenge you to simplify and to get rid of that busyness. And again, there are seasons of busyness. That is just how life is. But if your life becomes busyness and you become just a doing machine instead of a being, reevaluate and make some changes so you can generate that joy in your life and feel that peace that comes when you are putting the most important things first. Thank you for being with me today, my friends. I love and appreciate you all, and I encourage you to go and generate the joy in your life so you can spread it and share it with others, and they will be able to share in that joy with you. Have a beautiful day.